Byron, it's been a hot minute since we've done one of these.
Nice to meet you. My name is Byron, Linda Q. I am the model maniac. I believe we are co-hosts of the 19th hole at 9:30. And we're back.
That's right.
So,
that's
by
right.
popular demand.
So popular. So popular.
So popular.
Hey, man, I know people that enjoy listening to this, and you and I enjoy doing this because it starts off our week.
It's a fantastic catalyst.
Yes, agreed.
We should call this the catalyst. The catalyst wine mixer.
The Catalina wine mixer?
The cataclysmic wine mixer.
Ooh, I like that. So
On the 19th hole at 9.
What did you learn about the FedEx St. Jude?
I learned that chasing the big fish is sometimes not what you got to do, because I had some solid results in the showdown streets, Darbo, when it came to a little $33 single entry in a 105-man contest.
Really?
And first place paid out 500, second paid out 4, third paid out 3 or 350 and 300 because I finished third. Yeah, I'll show you my screen. This was my round 2 lineup. And it had Matt Fitzpatrick, but the main guy was Ludwig Oberg. And this was what I put in as my initial placeholder. These are the guys that I kind of like.
Was this feelings based, or did you have data that
this
went
is
with
what
this?
we now call the gut guys.
The gut?
Yes, the gut guys, because these are the guys that I had a good gut feeling for. And they came through, a $33 entry, but 10th place in a 33 gets you $80. There's only 100 and
106 it looks like.
in this
106
contest. Yeah. Where do you see 106?
Right in the middle. Your mouse
there,
is almost on it. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So there is that one. So then what do? I doubled down for the gut guys in round 4.
Hot
and I hit
damn.
another same contest. Here are the gut guys from the Discord.
Wow.
So today I had Scheffler as the ace at 13.5, 13.4. Expensive. So then all of a sudden you're already getting different. I got 4 guys under 10% ownership. This is also just a very simple lineup. I had Norin, who was right in the mix. Nico Echeverria was very cheap and can go very low and had quite the round. For him to shoot 70 today, it was hard out there. Scotty Scheffler was making it look very, very easy.
Yeah, he was.
So JJ Spahn shot over par. Everyone else shot even or under. So good work by the squad. And it's a small little contest. 141 entries in this one. And 4th place brought home 250. So love this little contest. And, the payouts for this one, first place got you 400. 10th place got you 110.
Nice.
So it was a very fair distribution of resources. It was very not top heavy, well, beautifully balanced, which I love as like a little bankroll builder contest, because there's nothing worse than finishing 3rd or 4th and really still not getting financially rewarded for it. So these kind of contests are awesome. So that's me.
What was the entry fee for this one?
$33.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's a great like what they do for 1st, 2nd, all the way to 10th. A good prize structure.
Because 400, typically I'm looking for 10th place to be 40.
Yep.
But it's 110. It's almost 2.5x.
Nice.
10%. 25% of.
What do they pay? Like 33 positions paid out of 140. Okay. Yeah, it's like a 1/5 model that DraftKings usually does. It's like, I don't know exactly the number, of like 1 point, or it's like 1.4.5 or whatever you want to call it.
What was the other one? The big boy, because that was also 24 of 106. So that's almost a quarter. The round 2 one was one of the best structures too.
Like it's somewhere between 1/4 and 1/5. I think DraftKings does that pretty consistently with all of their contests.
Yeah, but this was a smaller one for 500, whereas the other one was a bigger one for 400 for some reason.
Gotcha.
I don't know why they made it that way, but they did. So, but yeah, I found this little gem of a contest, and it really worked out for me. So happy chappy this week, because I've been having some like location issues with I've been building code, Darbo, hard.
You've been what?
I've been coding
website
stuff.
Ooh.
We'll see.
What are we doing? What code? What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to build a coded website model for Showdown.
Ooh.
That's my initial project, is trying to have a Showdown model that does all the stuff that I do for my model, but immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And it's busy running tests for mathematical consistencies and stuff that I'm not even really very familiar with, but it's just running like important stuff for sample size for within, because I'm testing it hard for within certain ranges. I want to know certain guys' capabilities, things like that, how certain guys have done who have a similar statistical profile entering the tournament and during the tournament. How do they then perform, like above or below their baseline, based off of how they're playing coming in to an event? You know, like...
I'm probably going to create this at some point in time. Obviously, we all need time in life to do these things, but I think I had mentioned this to you before. I want to create a breakout percentage of basically... This is all... what's the word I'm looking for? So when Peter Malnati finishes inside the top 10, how does that just happen out of the blue? Like, you know, and it's not the same tournament he always finishes top 10. So I would say he's the motivation that got me to think, okay, I bet you there's some kind of model we could run that you could find just the random player to finish it, like a Patton Kazire. You know, next time Patton Kazire plays a tournament, how close are we to that breakout percentage? And it would basically look at, you know, let's say his whole career, he's played, let's just pretend he plays 300 events. And we find out on average, there's 20 events between each of his top 10s. Well, if he does like top 10, if he top 10s like 5 events in a row, you can almost say, oh, well, he's either upgraded his game or there's going to be a long stretch of non-top 10s. Because then everything comes back to the mean, right? Everything balances out.
Yeah.
So if we're at that point where, you know, Peter Malnati plays like 40 events before his top 10 and we're on event 65, his breakout percentage would be like 100% or 99%. Like he's going to get a top 10 eventually. Or he's at the twilight of his career and he's just never going to ever top 10 again, right? So I've thought about doing that, and then also just having like a base model for, you know, Korn Ferry graduates or just whoever just barely make the tour. You know, it would kind of be like a tier thing. Like, is this golfer tier A, tier B, tier C? You know, is it a journeyman or is it a Victor Hovland, Colin Morikawa when they came out? You know, there was hype on those guys when they came out, and sure enough, they won in their first couple events that they played. Yeah. All right. Well, what are we doing with the Jackson Koiven? What are we going to do with the Jackson Koiven? Oh, we heard he's one of the best golfers to come out. And what does he do on his second event on the PGA Tour? He wins it. Yeah, you know, so like you'd put like these guys in tiers, and then also like, you know, depending on the event that they're going to go play, what's the likelihood? You know, so kind of, I don't know. Does that sound similar to what you're trying to do on your side?
Yeah, it's like, is this guy... Well, sure, but more of a long-term... I think more so for like a specific round.
Okay.
For Showdown in specific, you know, round 4 I think has one of the biggest edges, and like I did not have Sungjae Im involved today because he's turning into a bit of a Sunday scaries kind of a guy. He's, even though he's been playing well, anytime he finds himself in the mix on a Sunday, he's not going up the leaderboard from his current position, you know, for some reason. So there are guys like that who are just sometimes shit under pressure. They're just not very good. And Sam Burns kind of reminding us of what he used to be for a while, and they're not, you know. So he kind of pooped it down his pants in a big way over
You know, I
Sunday's
usually,
round.
these podcasts, I'll tell you, I talk to my buddy this, my buddy that,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
He called me again to remind me Scotty Scheffler's good at golf. And I don't need to be reminded, but on that top of that type of conversation, he goes, man, did he just like, doesn't matter if he's playing with his best friend, he just steps on their throat. Like he was paired up with Sam Burns today. I have that tool on my website that shows how golfers play together. And I didn't look this up before coming on. I probably should have. But I'm wondering, when Scheffler plays with Tom Kim and when he plays with Sam Burns,
And Siwoo
I
Kim.
wonder, and Siwoo, I wonder if he excels and they all falter. I don't know if there's been a time that Scotty has, because Scotty won the Travelers Championship playing with Tom Kim in the group. Now, Tom made a run for his money because, like, I think that was about
still
to go
young, prime Tom Kim, you know, like.
Right. But it's like every time I feel like they're playing together, whether it's Siwoo, Tom Kim, or Burns, Scheffler just steps on their head, you know, like just so his toes don't get wet, you know?
Scheffler is just immortal when he's in contention or with the lead going into a Sunday. I think, and it's when you are just such a closer like he does, if you are anyone in contention going up, you know you have to bring your absolute A game, and he has to have gone to bed 2 hours ago after getting back from the strip club. You know, like, and that's not what Scotty Scheffler's doing.
No.
So he's going to show up and dominate, and that's what he did today. He shot, I think, one of the rounds of the day.
I think it's the second best round, if I remember correctly. It's tied.
Justin Rose finished 39th.
Yep.
Went off way in the second group of the day.
Yeah.
And I think Justin Rose finished 40 minutes behind Ryan Fox and Sahith Theegala. They were out of the gates fast. 3-hour round this morning for the two boys in the front pack with Foxy and Theegala. Good. And Theegala shot like well over par, I think.
Yeah.
So it was an impressive situation there. But shout out to Scotty, best putting performance of his career, I believe, this week. So if he's got even the current baseline he has ball striking right now, the best putting performance of his career is going to win him a tournament, and he won by 8. So that's just what he does now. He went for 2 points instead of just kicking the PAT just to rub it in the wound.
This is the second week, by the way, that Alex Noren has finished well on Bermuda. You mentioned him, I think, for your Wyndham podcast, and I jumped in your chat. I don't know if you said anything to me because I just, there was a lot of things going on, I think, that day, but I tried to put it in there because you're like, I like Noren, but I've been here before with Noren, and he's not someone you can trust, you know. And I was like, dude, he's like one of the best Bermuda golfers in the field for at least the Wyndham, and he played well at the Wyndham. Here he is finishing third. Like, how much? Noren was a cheap golfer, wasn't he?
I had Noren, I think, in every of this. The round 2-1 had Noren in it at 4% ownership. You know, so the big score I had there. So I love Alex Noren, and thank you for encouraging me. The change in Bermuda was significant for Noren.
Isn't that weird? I mean, it's not super weird, but he's a Swedish player. I've been kind of noticing this with just Euro golfers in general. For whatever reason, they play better on Bermuda than they play on any other grass surface.
It's likely because they can just fly to the East Coast, boom, play
Florida,
some golf, and then go
to Florida
back,
or whatever, and then
Florida, bang, 6-hour flight.
I also I was thinking maybe it had something to do with the fescue they play on, because I really don't know what fescue greens are or like fescue fairways.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know what fescue rough, what that's like to play in, but I don't know what the green looks like when it's cut short. I would assume it was more like bent grass, but I don't know. I missed a lot of golfers this week because I was on a lot of like Englishmen that just performed so terribly. So I was off on that, but Alex Noren was one of the hits. He was one of the hits.
He's cooking, man. And you know what? He's not that bad on bent either. He's actually solid on a 40 round sample size. He's gaining 0.6 strokes on the field, which is second behind Sam Burns.
Okay.
but he's significantly grains. You know, like him and Fitz on
yeah.
on Bermuda
Nico
were next
too.
level.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Nico. What's the most disappointing about these splits is Cameron Young, bro. These last two tournaments on Bermuda, I've just been waiting for him to just get cooking, and he started doing it. I bet him 100-1 second round leader, 7-1, 3-1 second round top 10, and he was only like 2 shots back of that top 10, and was playing some good golf, making some putts on the Bermuda grass, and then started hitting drives into order. He all of a sudden just went from playing good golf with the putting, and he's one of the best drivers in the field. And then is just hitting drives into order on hole 12. Then he hit an iron into the water on the next par 3. It's just like he just can't stop tripping over his own dick. It's massive. It's massive. He's laid it on the table multiple times this year, but now he's tripping over it. So
oh boy,
it's like,
you know what? I find that he's very streaky. I said this at the Open, and I was made to look like a fool at the Open, but I'm like, a golfer that has that pause at the top, and Hideki, he's the only other golfer that you could say that's comparative. It's like that little pause at the top in windy conditions I didn't like, but I think what I just don't like about it is when it's off, it's really off, and when it's on, it's really on. So I know Cam Young, when he wins tournaments and stuff, his putting is better than it usually is, and that's just kind of true with every winner. But when he's excelling at putting, that's where he's top 5, top 10 or whatever. So it's like you can rely on his ball striking more. But for whatever reason, just kind of like you said, if he's erratic, because obviously he hits the ball really far, but if he's erratic, that's lost strokes off the tee. You know, I think you even tweeted one time, I think it was last week, like, let's see where, like, you know, Cam Young went, and it was like way OB or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but it's like, yeah, he's I wouldn't say he's a regular, but it's like every single event he's losing strokes literally because of penalties off of the tee.
Penalties off the tee and single strokes on a putt as wide as my hands. I had one, I think that was what I did for Cam Young. I was like checking on Cameron Young this morning. Yeah. Second hole of the day, he's got a 2-foot birdie putt, walks away with a 4.
Oh, jeez.
Just missed it.
Yeah.
Just missed a 2-footer. You know, you cannot be missing those kind of, and it's just was on Bermuda at the Wyndham. And then he comes out here and just no show, like to have performed the way he did this year, almost won the Open Championship, would have been his 3rd win of the year. Players, Open, what else did he win? Cadillac.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, but they were talking about it today. Like Scotty Scheffler has by far been the best golfer again this year.
Yeah.
But this win, even without this win, because Fitzpatrick just not nearly consistent enough. Like Scotty Scheffler just keeps kicking these guys' ass in the consistency streets. Top 5s non-stop. You know, like Scotty Scheffler was plus 100 at some places for a top 5 this week, which was 50-50. And I mean, you know,
someone in my chat
sheet today.
Someone in my chat
had a 98% cash out really this
wow.
morning before he teed off. It was insane. Anyway.
Someone in my chat goes, Scotty Scheffler Player of the Year? Of course, right?
Of course.
100%.
It's not Rory McIlroy, who doesn't even have PGA Tour stats. He doesn't have enough sample size to be in the PGA Tour database. Aldrich Potgieter had gained the most strokes off the tee this year, despite Rory actually, when you put them into like a model from Data Golf or your site or our sites, like we've got his off the tee numbers, but he's not on the PGA Tour's website.
Crazy.
You can't go find his stats because he just hasn't played enough this year.
So it's been a weird year for his participation.
Yeah, well, he's in I don't do FF mode, because it's the second green jacket. I mean, there was videos of him partying in Ibiza a couple of weeks ago. I mean, the guy's just
he's in his 40s.
Yeah, he was just
I don't know. He's my age. I think he's 38.
But he couldn't even get it into the one, like, I didn't see any of his drives really eclipsing 183, 184 ball speed.
Interesting.
His ball speeds, I think maybe it was also he was just probably guiding it
Yeah.
around this golf course, trying to guide a couple. But
Sure.
he can easily step on a 190. It was hot as fuck out there. You warm, you ready to rock and roll. Did not have the juice. So I would imagine at a golf course like this that we're going to maybe this week, kind of to overlap bits and pieces of this conversation.
Oh,
He's probably going to be so much more confident and comfortable on a golf course like this because he can just pound driver as hard as he wants.
Sure. But just to go back to Scotty, what happens if he wins this next week and the week after? Now he's got 5 wins on the season, right? Or is it 4 wins?
Yeah.
So 4 wins or 5?
It would be 4 because this is his second.
Did he win the Hero? Oh, that was last. Never mind. No. That wouldn't have counted. Yeah, so you have 4 wins. That is the PGA Tour season. It's not the year. I don't know when the year, when those things come about, but if he wins
the Pro Call?
Yeah, right.
Or whatever that tournament is. Or whatever.
If he goes, I mean, that one time he did win it was because that was the week before the Ryder Cup, right?
It'll be the week before the President's Cup, I'd imagine. This
is the President's Cup really that serious?
That's fair. To a President's Cup, it would be the
there
Biltmore
are some
Championship.
new ones. Maybe there's some new ones that he wants to go to, I guess.
Yeah, in North Carolina.
Asheville, North Carolina.
Yeah. So I don't know. But yeah, it doesn't matter. He's got enough second place finishes to guys that just ran away with the tournament.
Yeah.
He did lose to Matt Fitzpatrick in the playoff. He actually messed up his approach shot, I think, to make the birdie. Like he pulled it and it went to dead, give. So for birdie. So walk-off birdie that was actually like a mishit in a way. So it wasn't even like he lost to the better man. He did, but insane year. Floor as high as his armpits. Like Xander this year had to shoot today a -3 to get to T7. 11 shots back of Scotty Scheffler. He's Ludwig Oberg, same situation. Sungjae +4 today. Horrible.
He was
stuff.
in the winning lineup, by the way, the GPP winning lineup.
Yeah, cheap. But he was very pop. We all saw this coming. But again, like when you are relying on what the 6th best putting performance of the week to get it done as a cheap guy, it's like at that kind of ownership, it was easy to kind of get out of it. But Tommy Fleetwood, barely one shot. I cashed that top 10 on Tommy. Look at how he finished.
Yeah.
This is not good. It's not good at all. He's not a serious golf under pressure. Darbo, they came out with a Tommy 25, and I just can't get over this. I can't get over this. It's like they should just waited until Tommy 29 because that's how many golfers he beat. And that's what, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? We're jumping the gun because this is one of the most unserious breakthrough wins ever. And we are making it like to have this as the follow-up to a Scotty 24 is disrespectful to the brand.
Agreed. I haven't seen it. I don't even know what it's about. But I just figured, he won the Tour Championship. That's what that is. Like just a
no. This is a look at Tommy Fleetwood's first win on the PGA Tour.
Oh my God.
It's like, how is this what we're going to make this like thing, which Scotty 24 is one of the greatest seasons ever.
Yes.
Rory McIlroy just won a green jacket. I know we've done a million different documentaries about it, but at the same time, it's like, what are we doing there? Who else could have had it last year? I don't know. Like somebody else could have had a better season than Tommy Fleetwood, like undoubtedly.
I can't remember last year now that you bring it up. I'm trying to think. I was like, Chris Goddard had 3 wins. No, that was this year.
Yeah, that was this year. But he had 2 last year.
He did have 2 last year, yeah. But he was never a person to even talk about.
Hideki didn't do anything. Ludwig fell off the planet for a while. Sam Burns was also off the market. Wyndham Clark also same thing. Bud Carley had a win last year. After what he's been through,
right?
Like that's such a sick comeback situation.
Oh yeah. I forget that he even won this year. That's a thing that happened.
Jesus. Victor won, I guess, won.
Last year, who were the major champions? It was Rory. U.S. Open was JJ Spawn. PGA was Scotty?
And the Open was Scotty last year.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. And then this, yeah.
So, like, JJ had a very good year. Because and Ben Griffin, Ben Griffin could have been the guy. If it wasn't for Scotty Scheffler,
if
he wins the tournaments that Scotty won and beat him by one, he has more wins in 2025 than Scotty Scheffler would have had.
That's right.
He would have had 5 wins, and I think Scotty would have had 4.
Yep.
Ben Griffin had 3 wins and 2 second-place finishes to Scotty Scheffler. Had an insanely underrated season, and then does this. Where he is. We had to scroll to the blood zone to find Ben Griffin's name. Like,
I was in on him at the Wyndham because there were some things that were lining up that I was like, oh, this looks like a guy that's ready to, top 5, top 10 or whatever. Then he misses the cut. And then obviously here, he's not playing good golf at all.
Like, look at this resume. This is how you end your PGA Tour season.
Yep.
There's a win there, like insanely good stuff. Worldwide win, boom. Then this is like your more recent stuff. Look at how you start. This is disgusting. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do about him. He needs to get his stuff figured out. Bobby McIntyre withdrew from the tournament after shooting plus 12.
Yeah, what's up with that? Is that an injury?
I don't know. But he's
Maybe
having these
ego?
blow-up rounds and bitching out. Like, dude, he was on pace to breaking 50. Like, he would have broke 50 before Bryson did, but over par, like on a PGA Tour event. Because he was 12 over after the first round and not looking good, becoming more and more unraveled as he went. So
I put him in my safe lineup, by the way.
Good God.
Yeah. He was. Well, I did a lot of Scotty lineups, and that's a whole conversation to have. It's maybe tonight, maybe not. About Scotty being as cheap as he was, 13,500.
Yeah.
In a limited field event. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Scotty lineup that took down the $5 Drive the Green contest was Scotty, Patrick Cantlay, Kitayama, Alex Noren, Sung J M, and Nico Echeverria. So the worst golfer in that was Nico Echeverria and Kitayama. They both were 12th place.
Yeah.
The 2 worst golfers, I should say. But they were in this winning lineup with Scotty. So my whole thing was, okay, if Scotty is going to win this tournament, and he boat raced everybody, right? Who do you pair him up with? Which golfers? Noren was like one of my choices. I liked Noren.
Sungjae would have been like a Scotty Sungjae start.
Yep.
Immediately, lots of people
just
ways
because of
to go
Bermuda. Like I associate Sungjae being good on Bermuda, so it's like, okay, so those are 3 golfers. Yeah. Now what are the rest? What are you doing with the rest?
Yeah. But Cantlay was quite popular, got his stuff going along. Cantlay was in the winning one?
Yeah, Patrick Cantlay.
Wow. T12.
And that, I mean, he's $8,800. So he was the second most expensive golfer in that lineup. It was a 10-8 or 13, I should say. 13-8, 7-7-6-6, which is, I go over these salary things with like Scotty Scheffler lineups that are over $13,000. Like when he's over $13,000, what kind of lineup do you want to build? A lot of the times it's a 10-8, 2 7s, 2 6s. Almost always. Sometimes it's like a 10, 3 7s, 2 6s, but rarely is it like a 10-9. Like I think it only happened one time, and that was like at a major championship where the pricing was very soft. So that's like where JJ Spawn won the U.S. Open. He was like $6,200 or whatever he was. It's like, okay. And Adam Scott was like $6,700. When is Adam Scott ever $6,700? Yeah. It's like, so you could put all those golfers in a good lineup, and it's like an elite lineup where if it was any other week other than the soft pricing, you would have, those guys would be higher, like there'd be 7Ks or 8K golfers, and you couldn't put them with Scotty.
Yeah.
Exactly. So this week for me, it was just like, okay, it's Scotty, and then who?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Patrick Cantlay was not on my bingo card. I thought that might be too expensive at $8,800. So it just shows like how perfect you have to be in order to get these lineups right. Tied for second place, I guess, had Sam Burns in it. He's a 9K golfer. That one went Scheffler, Burns, Jake Knapp, who was 7K, Adam Scott, who was 7K, Sung Jae, and then Nico. So it's like Sung Jae, Nico, and Scotty is your start. And then you just fill in the rest.
By the way, Jake Knapp, he's got a Jordan Spieth season on steroids. Spieth did not have a top 10 this year.
Yeah.
We heard this a million times. Jake Knapp, T5 at the Farmers. He's got a million top 10s. Another one this week, T7, T13 at the 3M. It's just like he can't bust through fifth place finishes right now.
He modeled well for me for this tournament. I don't know about you, but I was concerned because the last event he was at, he missed the cut and didn't look good. So
yeah.
At the Rocket Classic, that was a tournament
that he should have thrived at.
He should have thrived at.
Yeah, but you never know. So
yeah,
that's one thing you can't give up on. Is like Tom Kim had the round of the day in round 3 after the model popped for him pretty hard in round 2. Mm-hmm. So like sometimes you got to go back to the guy one tournament extra because the lull happens just naturally. The law of variance sometimes doesn't mean that what he found that prior week isn't still there. Maybe one or two bad shots really just screwed up the whole thing. Mm-hmm. He was still hitting some good golf balls around the parks and showed up this week and does it, man. He's playing some good golf. So I think he'll be very interesting this week at this golf course.
I agree. And I haven't done any prep.
Should we chat?
Yeah, let's move to the BMW. Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't done any prep on this golf course. Bellerive, right?
Okay.
Bellerive?
Yeah.
You say Bombers are going to excel at this?
Yeah.
What is the reasoning behind that?
It's what happened at in 2018 when they played at this golf course. PGA Championship. So I'm assuming the rough was thicker than it will be this week. But he has the PGA Championship 2018. A little bit of accuracy, but distance off the tee imperative. I mean, it was a 72,048 yard golf course in 2018. Okay. I'm assuming they've lengthened it in immense capacity, given what kind of golf course it is. So it's just send it off the nukes and then hit, because Brooksy got these guys were 10 under par in a PGA Championship.
Wow.
So if you can run hard as a guy that's got length off the tee, look at these guys. It's Brooks, Tiger, Adam Scott, John Rahm. 2018 Stuart Sink had pop.
Oh yeah.
Gary Woodland, Justin Thomas. The first person that really shows up as a mediocre driver is Frankie Molinari. But this was kind of right around the range where Frankie kind of got a bit of distance, if I recall correctly. This was right around when he almost won the Open and the Masters, when he started having a bit more juice, started popping his left foot off the ground a bit. This is a long episode. I want to make sure that I'm not lying to you guys. 2018, look at this. This is exactly the year. He was gaining 5 points.
What a memory. You know what?
I'm just flexing my mentals on you guys. Where's the soundboard? I need clown music for this. Because
I'll give you clown music.
That was an incredible tangent that confirmed a very good pull. Thomas Peters, Rafa Cabrera-Bello, Tyrrell Hatton, Kevin. You start getting the short game guys a little further outside the top 10.
Rafa didn't really hit the ball very far. Neither did Tyrrell. Neither did
Reevy, Berger, Lowry.
The epitome of distance right there.
Yeah. But almost led the field in approach play. Good God. Ches Reevy over here, T12, courtesy of the fourth best behind Julian
had to have.
Surrey, Tiger, and Dan Berger. So
do you remember Julian Surrey? The anything about him?
I came over in 2011, and I was engrossed in playing golf for William Penn University through 2017.
Okay.
And watched majors, but did not watch the ins and outs because we were always playing tournaments during tournaments. So watching golf was hardly ever, a thing for me. Sure. And I only then resurfaced right around COVID. I got into watching a lot more golf because I started modeling it and betting it again.
Yep.
And, so this whole content thing kind of got me back into it. I went through a massive, probably decade lull of truly becoming a degenerate golf watcher.
Got it.
In case you wanted to know that. So, no, I don't remember Julian Surrey, and that's the reason why.
Julian Surrey, there's an American flag next to his name, but I swear to God, he was Argentinian. I thought he was from Argentina. But he was like a young kid who was supposed to be like another up-and-coming, like a good comp, I think, for Julian Surrey was Carl Phillips. So, like the little bit of hype of Carl Phillips, that's what Julian Surrey had. So.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Carl Phillips with like some Minwoo Lee type stuff.
And then Julian Surrey just
Alejandro
disappeared.
Toasty.
Just disappeared. No idea what happened to him. No idea where he went. He's old, I guess. Well, oldish.
Yeah, 35.
Yeah. I thought he was younger than that.
He's on the KFT.
Okay.
T10 at the OcuNet Classic. So still doing some stuff.
Still competing.
Yeah. But not beaten. All right, so there's your best approach players. I don't see. It's kind of just really pretty
green.
Approach heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we can add distance and accuracy. Yeah.
You know what? I could look at the lead-in stats of the 2018 PGA Championship.
Let's do that. Yeah, it's the right time of the night to get into that right now. Let's go. What's up, JP Del Frio? Good to see you, my brother. Thank you for tuning in.
I added this little row for you. You had mentioned adding something like this. This is showing if the stat is positive. So strokes gained off the tee, approach, around the green, putting, ball striking, and total.
Love this.
I think I even added ball striking in here for you too. Yeah, strokes gained, ball striking.
Let's go, Darbo.
So
Thank you.
We made some quality of life changes for our stream and just for everyone else. So strokes gained stats, this is tricky because 2018 I did start like end of 2017 and 2018 is when I started to capture. That's when Data Golf has their strokes gained stats. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
We can eyeball it though. We can eyeball it. I mean, Tiger Woods gaining around the green and everything makes sense.
The only thing that I'm getting at here is I don't know if this is a full year's worth of data. You see, I drilled down on the strokes gained last year. I don't know if it's a full year's worth of data. I'd have to go into my database and check or whatever. But what I have here is we can look just at top 10 finishers, and now you can see all the guys that had plus off the tee, plus approach, all that stuff, just in a summary version up here instead of having to look. But like obviously we can look and see. Off the tee and approach. 11 total golfers finished inside the top 10. 10 of them had positive approach stats leading into this event. So you were showing the stats that happened at the event. Here are the lead-in stats kind of confirming the same thing. The guys that are good on approach, they excelled. The guys that, two guys had negative off the tee stats, and Tiger was basically break even, but technically negative. Mm-hmm. And this is when Tiger was coming back from his injury. This was right before the 2019 Masters, So it was like, it's like, holy shit, he's back. He ended up winning that Tour Championship later that year. Tiger did. So this was like Tiger's comeback, I
think that was part of why I was not very interested in golf. Okay. Because the product was unwatchable with him playing for me.
Gotcha.
I just don't want to be looking at Tiger Woods nonstop and just sucking his balls off. But, I want to see the golf shots. Yep. And that's what it was when he was on TV. It was just nonstop. So for me, it wasn't that fun. But
so, yeah, I mean, it's just going to echo what find your ball strikers, find your approach guys. This doesn't update with the last 7 weeks. That's another thing I need to change is whenever I click this button to have this now look at last 7 weeks of data instead of season long.
Okay.
But get there, you still see a lot of the same thing.
We hardly use it anyway too. That much.
I mean, there's still two guys with negative approach stats with the last 7 weeks coming into the tournament. And for off the tee, 3 guys. But like one was break even. Adam Scott was break even with approach. So it's a ball striking. I mean, this is impressive, like how good the ball striking stats are for these golfers that finished inside the top 10.
Yeah, no, it's ball striker's paradise. It's just that's exactly what this is going to be.
Right.
And then make a couple putts if you can. So look at all these guys with the negative putting. Like the putt, they're not necessarily that good at putters at all. Right. They're all much better iron players than they are putters.
Yep. And again, just to remind people, this is lead in data. This is what we're going to be using going to the BMW Championship. We're looking at all the lead in data of those golfers and trying to make decisions on whether we should roster or bet them.
Shall we do that right now?
Let's do that right now.
Let's go. We appreciate you guys all the way. Cheers, Vanilla Coke here this evening. Had a couple whiskeys with my buddy John, who came down from Minnesota.
Nice.
And we love hanging out with John. So, when he said goodbye to me, like pulled me in to give me a hug.
Love it.
I went forward to him.
I didn't even hug you like that.
You don't even hug me like that, Darbo. And I don't even know if I hug you like that. So, John gave me a good hug, and that's like, the best way to say goodbye to another brother.
Love it.
I think my specialty in life now is hijacking my wife's best friends' husbands.
Really?
Some of my best friends in the world right now are the husbands of my wife's good friends.
Are you getting at the point, or is your wife getting to the point where she's like jealous of your friendship flourishing with her friends' husbands?
No, she just rolls her eyes. Because I fall into bromances hard.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you are a bit of a lover boy, so
I'm a bromantic.
That's awesome, dude. Good for you.
Yeah. So we had a good time.
Hey, is this the same people that you went up and visited when I went? Like when I went to?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The time I shit myself right before meeting you. Yes, that time.
First time meeting.
Because his brother-in-law does fantastic professional cookouts.
Yeah.
Professionally, and made some Costco hot dogs.
No boy.
At that baby shower, and they were good. And I slipped a couple
like
of those glizzies down, and they are greasy. And it turned out they evaded the wonderful thing that is my ass cheeks, and here we are. So, but I wanted to say to you, Darbo, I challenge you to a biathlon of golf.
Okay.
18 holes of golf, and then 18 holes of disc golf.
Okay. Let's do it.
To par. How much disc golf do you play?
I have played it. The last time I did might have been 4 or 5 years ago, but I'll destroy you in that too.
Let's go. You're going to destroy me in golf because my golf game is in absolute shambles. So that's why I needed to try find another avenue where my handicap is a little less diminished. So I think...
what happens if I beat you in disc golf? What will happen then? Are we still going to be friends?
That's strike 2. That's why you don't do the triathlon. Just a biathlon.
Hey, man, you can put me on a bike. You'll probably waste me on a bike.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Where do we want to go with the... It's been a while since we've done this. So, last time we kind of... Oh, yeah, we did. We usually look at this. We usually look at that. Do we want to look at any of the... I mean, does it even pay to look at lead-in BMW Championship information? Because, like, it's a rota, it's been at different golf courses over the past X years. It's not every single time the BMW Championship is played it's a different golf course, but it has been the last 4 years, right?
At least. I don't think... It's been Caves Valley. It was the Castle Pines. It was Olympia Fields.
Yep. Yeah.
It was like just a bunch of random places.
I have the list. Last year was Caves Valley. The year before was Castle Pines. The year before that was Olympia Fields. The year before that was Wilmington Country Club. Then it went back to Caves Valley. And then Olympia Fields yet again. Then it was Medina, Aronimink, Conway, Crooked Stick, Conway, Cherry Hills, Conway. So it kind of goes back to the same places, but not year after year.
No. And we're in St. Louis now versus Chicago. Bit of a different situation. St. Louis is
it's very
closer to
close.
Memphis. It's halfway.
To me, when I think of like agronomy or I'm thinking about region, they're in the same area.
The only difference being bent grass greens this week versus Bermuda. So,
all right,
you know, we had the two little bursts of Bermuda at Wyndham and Southwind, and now we're back to the bent boys again. You know, the bent gents. So we'll
and I would just kind of echo in on that too. Those that I liked with Bermuda the last couple of weeks, you know, like the Alex Norrens of the world. I'm not saying Alex Norren's not great on bent. You actually just showed that he still is, but not as good on Bermuda. I think with a golfer, and you tell me how you feel about this, but like a golfer like that, he's not like an A-tier golfer. He's like a B-tier golfer or even a C-tier golfer. You know, like he's not elite. He's a journeyman, basically.
Yeah.
So
who has elite upside in some capacity, though.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, 2-time winner, like just over, should have been on the Ryder Cup team, to be honest with you.
Yep. But that little difference between his .93 strokes on Bermuda versus his .6, whatever it was, 6.7.
Yeah. Significant.
On bent. I think that's actually significant enough to be like, this is one of those weeks you can probably ignore him. Unless he's like stone min 6K, you know?
Yeah. The difference, though, is if you're looking at his putting stats like that in isolation, his recent form is going to tell you a totally different story because the last two have been, not just has he putted well, he's also played well.
Yes.
You know, like, so there's confidence coming in there. We'll see what his price is. You know, it's a 50-man field. You got to play some guys. So
yes.
He's not necessarily the most universally loved click in the world either.
Right.
As you saw with some of the ownership numbers we were showing you earlier, you know, like 4% for me in Showdown was part of the winning lineup, you know, so, or cashing lineup type situation.
Well,
so,
he was 5% in the Drive the Green contest, the week long. So, not a favorable click.
No.
Okay. We just might as well just get in the stroke chain stats, right?
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what we were just talking about. So,
yeah.
Okay, so this is sweetspotdfs.com. Fantasy tools, cheat sheet. This is free for everybody. So anybody can follow along with us while we're doing this. We have strokes gained last year, strokes gained 7 weeks. Last year, obviously, is the last 12 months. The last 7 weeks is self-explanatory. So we can put filters on this. Do we just want to look at positive off the tee, positive approach guys? Or do we want to...
Yeah.
Okay.
We can take I think... start with that. See where we go.
All right. I'm going to start with approach. I thought approach looked a little bit more important than the other stats.
And by positive, do you mean like
over 0?
A certain cutoff? Yeah, it's 0.
Yeah, over 0. Sure. But I kind of want to look at the guys we're going to cut out and try to make maybe an argument for why they might be good clicks this week.
Who are just above 0 in approach play?
I'm going to go negative to 0.
Okay.
Which there's not a lot of, Byron. There's 6. There's 6 golfers.
Okay. No, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to read where we're going. Yeah, I'm with you now. I've picked up.
So these are guys with a negative strokes gained approach.
Yep.
There's only 6 of them in a 50-man field. So you know how we were just going over like, oh, hey, at the PGA Championship, positive strokes gained approach guys, that's what we want to target. Well, we just slimmed down our field from 50 to 44. Like, it's not a lot that we cut out. But then you look at these golfers. Are there any of them that you just go, you know what? I'd rather play this guy because I think his stats are a little misleading.
Christopher Wrighton.
You think Christopher Wrighton?
He popped up on bent grass greens for me on the putting side of things.
Okay.
He versus Bermuda, night and day. If you think about what he does well, he's truly a ball striker at heart.
Yep.
With the distance.
Well. Yeah.
With the distance he has off the tee, he's going to have the pop to be of the long elk.
Yep.
And he's a winner on the PGA Tour. So he won at the Truist, which is Quail Hollow.
Mm-hmm.
When I watched some videos of this course, I watched the Brooks final round just to try and get a feel for what's going on here.
Sure.
It was lush, it was green, it was softish. You know, greens were still pretty hard though. It gave me Players / Arnold Palmer Invitational vibes.
Okay.
With a bit of Murfield Village in the mix there, you know, like, but mainly API. There's water. There's holes you have to hit irons off the tee. So staying in play is nice, and I feel like Quail could also be a solid comp because we weren't super penalized if you missed the rough, but it was pretty thick, you know. So if you have a short iron in with lots of ball speed, these kind of guys are all great. So Wrighton would be someone I'm in the mood for, especially if you take a look at his overall ball striking. He's still gaining 0.4 strokes on the field ball striking.
Mm-hmm. That was the first thing I saw too, because that off the tee stat's enormous. That's
enormous.
Yeah,
and that'll be even more emphasized at this kind of a venue where it's just send the nukes, so you know, like off the tee.
So he won on technically an overseeded course, right? Like the base layer was Bermuda, but it was overseeded with like a bent POA mix or something like that.
Kentucky Blue or something, yeah.
Yeah, anything that I always feel like anything that's overseeded, even if it's POA, I don't treat it like real POA. You know, it just doesn't have the same characteristics as California POA or Northeast POA. You know, it just doesn't. So, if you needed to make an argument for Christopher Wrighton being great, not only just because of his distance at this type of golf course, but if he's really good on bent, then yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's sexy. I'll flip over quickly to show you. It's a nice little. Here's your bent, gents. Sam Burns leads the field in strokes gained putting. This is since 2025. Obviously, bent.
Alex Norn is up there. Holy crap. Okay.
This is what I'm trying to say. You know, it's still like 0.4 strokes, a third of a stroke, less than what he gains on Bermuda, but he's still the second best Bermuda putter in the field. Bent putter in the field. Wyndham Clark, not bad on bent. I mean, and I think like this golf course is perfect for Wyndham Clark.
Yeah.
Won the BMW
and
Championship.
He played well. He played well.
Colorado, was it? Or
say that again?
Keegan won that.
Yeah.
He was in the mix though. Up in Colorado. Whatever. We'll figure it out. But Scotty actually putts better on bent grass greens than he does Bermuda, and he had his best putting performance of his career on Bermuda greens the week before coming to this golf course. Tommy Fleetwood's about the same on Bermuda and bent, but up in the mix. Bobby Mack, slightly better on, it's his best surface, putts well across most. Rory, better on bent quite by about a third of a stroke. Justin Rose, better on the surface versus everything else. And then Wrighton versus Bermuda.
Oh, yeah, big time.
It's night and day.
Yeah.
It's right and day for Christopher there. So
that's so interesting because even like Alex Somali, he grew up in North Carolina where you're going to have more Bermuda, and he's not as good as he is on bent.
Colin and JT are notable.
Yep. And Colin Morikawa for sure. Like that's, you know, what's interesting. I never really have listened to much like anybody talking about Colin Morikawa. I have not been paying attention to Colin Morikawa. What the heck's going on with him?
I think he's asking the same questions because it's just not been good at all.
It's crazy.
He can't putt, but
oh my God,
he's better on bent. So I mean, if there's one thing to go off of, you know, but he's not part of the list. We've been completely bamboozled.
I'll do the opposite of what I said about Noren. You know, like we're talking about tiered golfers. Well, Morikawa is like a B tier, A tier golfer. You know, like him going from bad on Bermuda to being good on bent grass. That just to me feels like. I guess I don't think it's going to be that big of a leap as it would be a drop for Noren, I guess. I don't know.
But I mean, statistically speaking, it's a much bigger jump for Colin. It's 0.7 strokes versus just a third. It's double the amount of strokes.
Okay. Yeah, I just think like with his ball striking, Collin Morikawa is so good with ball striking, especially approach, that his negative strokes gain putting is going to be from shorter putts than Christopher Wrighton's are. You know,
Yeah.
so I feel like, I guess if Colin's making putts, more putts on bent, that means he's going to score a lot lower than Wrighton would. That's my feeling on it. Because it's not like putting is all stats are equal, you know. Like I said, I think the negative stats from Collin is going to be from shorter putts than from Wrighton. So I feel like Wrighton would have more putts he's missing from longer distances away, meaning he never really has a shot to make the amount of birdies that Collin Morikawa would.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay.
But again, Wrighton's not going to be priced where Collin Morikawa.
No, yeah, 100%. Yeah, so we have our bargain value, Collin Morikawa and Christopher Wrighton.
Yeah, where's Colin? Yeah, Colin's at 36-1. Christopher Wrighton is... Oh, man, I thought... 82-1. So triple yards. He'll be in the 6K range. You know,
Okay.
So I think that's an awesome play in this situation.
I agree. You know what? I don't have any feelings on Justin Thomas. Even if you're to tell me he's better on bent, I almost just feel like JT's better when the course is more narrow. Because I've said this so many times before, and I'll say it right now. When that guy tries to step on a driver, he is so sideways. Like he's so bad at trying to swing harder. So if he's trying to keep up with the big boys, I don't think that's something that excels for JT.
No. And I think there's going to be a lot more mid-irons at this golf course this week than we have wedges. You know, so
on the screen, JT's around the green stat is very impressive. But it looks like if the PGA in 2018 was minus 16, what's it going to be for the BMW? Was the winning score going to be like minus 24? And if that's the case, I'm sorry, pal, but around the green isn't going to help you score birdies like at the rate that he's going to need to be in contention. And for his price, what his price will be, like he has to finish inside the top 10 to pay off whatever he's going to be.
This is everybody. I'm assuming it's going to play easy. These, how do you find Justin Thomas? In easy scoring conditions, you filter by the worst strokes gained. And it's Gary Woodland, Seb Straka, Michael Kim, Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas.
Okay.
So Gary's playing this week. Is Seb playing? I don't know. Michael Kim is likely not playing, and Jordan Spieth is not playing. So Justin Thomas is the second worst easy scoring conditions golfer in this field, essentially. I don't know. This will all be updated obviously tomorrow.
Yep.
But
as will my website too. That'll all be updated tomorrow.
But this is it. I mean, look, when do you use around the green skills more?
Yep.
When the course is the hardest.
Wow, it's weird how that equation comes out to the answer we were just set.
So, by the way, this is the reason you have your eyeballs on this show, friends.
Right.
Because this is the stuff we get into.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Let's look at our... I mean, I don't even know why we would want to look at our positive approach guys, because they're just going to be... It's the whole field that we're looking at, so I don't even know what value...
Well, let's do quarter of a stroke. Where's what seems like a good cutoff? Maybe a third of a stroke.
That's not a bad way to look at this, because we could... That's kind of how we have done it, looking at like strokes gain... Or just these
I'd almost say 0.4 is like a solid.
Yeah, look at that. 0.4
like
and up. Only
solid...
3 guys did not qualify for that 0.4, including the winner, Brooks Koepka.
Yeah. But he would have been part of the outlier package that we saw there. Yeah, and this is also a major. We got to remember that's probably the reason why he played well.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, you just give him that little bit extra. Okay. I like that. 0.4 is a great cutoff. All right, so we have 19 total golfers.
And then we can say, okay, who's got Who doesn't have length on this list? Fitz.
Well, technically he does. Remember,
he's not a bomber though.
No. I mean, we can also just look at strokes gained off the tee. You know, we can sort by this. And the bottom of our list here is Tom Kim, Hovland, Rye, Justin Rose, Gerard. Wow, those names don't surprise me to see down there.
No.
Adam Scott kind of does, just for the mere fact that he still can hit the ball a long way. Like his we were talking about his swing speed and his ball speed earlier this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he's just hyper inaccurate.
Yeah. I guess what's surprising is seeing Henley and JJ Spawn. This could just be fairways hit and not really necessarily distance, because JJ doesn't hit the ball very far.
Russell Henley is one of the most elite accuracy guys in the world.
Right.
I have money on him.
So, where does Alex Fitzpatrick, where does he rate on Bermuda versus bent on your spreadsheet? I thought he would be better on Bermuda. I think my research from last week said that he's better on Bermuda, but maybe you've got stats from tournaments that I don't qualify to put in my database, I guess.
Okay, he's the second worst bent putter in this field. But he's also very bad on Bermuda.
Okay. So what POAs?
He loses 3/4 of a stroke. It's just he loses 1/3 of a stroke on POA, he loses half a stroke on bent, and 3/4 of a stroke on Bermuda.
Interesting.
It's just bad across the board. But again, 6 rounds on POA, 20 on bent, and 8 now on Bermuda, with 4 more coming.
I guess the tournaments that he did play well in were overseed events, like TPC Louisiana. Mm-hmm. That was that team event with him in, that was overseed. And then he followed that up with a top 5 at Cadillac, right? And that was overseeded.
Cadillac and the Truist, I think, as well.
And that was overseeded as well. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, like I said, a lot of those overseed golf courses to me have a more bent profile than they would like a POA. Even if it says it's POA, I still feel like it's more of like a bent, so I don't know.
Does the 7 weeks filter get applied as well to what we had in the bucket there?
No.
Because I'm curious what, like if you just take a look at Fitz's last 7 weeks.
Sure.
No,
the filters
won't even qualify.
So the filters go by the strokes gained last year, but if we use that as a filter, we'll have the same group of golfers, but now we can look at their list.
Yeah. Look at his stuff now. It's probably ass.
Who?
It's not bad. Alex Fitzpatrick.
Where's Matt? Oh, Alex is middle of the pack.
I guess it's just been Jesus.
Jeez, look at that putting. Woo!
Jesus.
Oh my God! Out of all of these guys, and he's the only him and Justin Rose are negative strokes gained total.
Rose has forgotten how to chip.
Oh, I suppose.
So is Russell Henley, by the way.
Though that this type of negative stat, in my opinion, could just be like a really difficult chip that you are tin cupping. Like maybe you're trying to do the same chip over and over and over again. And you lose strokes that way. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really follow Justin Rose that much. He's not a fun golfer for me to follow unless the TV is, if the cameras are on him, then yeah. But I don't follow him on PGAtour.com, the shot tracker, none of that. So I couldn't tell you why his chipping is so bad. But I bet you this is being skewed because of one hole, maybe a couple holes where he might have been trying a hero shot and it just was terrible.
It's the last 7 weeks as well. I'm not too concerned about it.
Right.
Green play. The last year means a bit more. That's a lot of data. That's a lot more data.
So do we just do? I mean, what we saw from the lead-in stats is kind of just a mix and match. If there's some guys with not so great of off the tee. I mean, Thomas Peters back in the 2018 PGA Championship, we know he's a bomber. Having negative strokes gained off the tee more as an indication he was
likely an accuracy issue.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
we can do that manually here as we go through these guys. We can say,
yep,
Bell Reeve bomber is a good connotation for as we go through these guys.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what we're looking for. Is a
and I
Bell
guess when
Reeve
it comes to the best approach players, because that's what this filter's based off of, his approach. These bombers, that's how it's sorted right now. The off the tee stat, the only guy that isn't a bomber down here, I would say, is Adam Scott, right? Like, Adam Scott isn't a short ball hitter.
He's a bomber.
He's a bomber. I don't know if I worded that weird, but I meant...
Yeah, you said it the other way around.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But, like, Gerard doesn't hit the ball very far.
No.
Rose, probably average, right?
Middle of the pack to above.
Rye does not hit the ball far.
No.
Victor Hovland's probably middle of the pack. Tom Kim does not hit the ball far. Small hands, Tom Kim. No. By the way, people, I was in a golf tournament this weekend. Someone told me, like, we were talking about golf, the leaderboard, and someone goes, yeah, small hands was 8 under today. And I looked at him, I'm like, when did I ever say that to you? Like the small hands Tom Kim. So I'm getting people to say it all over the place. Cantley hits the ball just above average.
Yeah.
Henley's probably one of the shortest hitters in this list.
Yeah.
JJ Spawn is average, right? Middle of the pack. Fitzpatrick, above average.
Average.
Yeah. Knapp, bomber.
Closer to average, bomber.
Bomber. Morikawa's above average.
Average.
Hirayama hits the ball far.
Bomber.
Siwoo is above average.
Yeah.
Oberg hits the ball far. Alex is not someone who hits the ball far.
Average. Just above average.
And then the top 3 here, we would say they're bombers. Yeah.
Alabama.
So
yeah. We've got a variety of guys. I would not be shocked. I mean, Xander's starting to find some form. I think a course like this kind of really suits his game. Because I think what we can look for here is guys who struggle around the green.
Yeah.
Because that kind of could be eliminated this week. I'm curious if... What was the... Let me look and see what the GAR rate was. The year they played here. They hit 65% of their fairways and 66% of their greens. So they hit 5% more fairways, but it looked like it was pretty wet and green out there. And then they were about tour average green regulation rates. So, you're chipping only 1/3 of the time, putting 2/3 of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that you want to pay attention to. And I think, you can pretty much, if you want, guys that are playing well are going to be hitting 75% of their greens. So you're chipping 1 of every 4 times versus putting 3 of every 4. The emphasis on the putting there, probably a bit more than around the green play, in my opinion, this week.
Okay. I don't know what to do with this list without pricing. What's that?
Like immediate guys that their strokes gain total or strokes gain tee to green are getting dinged because of around the green play.
Yeah.
Jake Knapp and Kurt Kitayama check. They're popping out to me pretty hard. So just from a value perspective, who I think we don't know what their price necessarily would be, based off of DraftKings odds.
Yeah, you got the odds. We've done this pretty well in the past of guessing.
Yeah. So here's the odds board. Jake Knapp will be... He's 40-1. So here is... Scotty Scheffler is going to be closer to 14K. Could you make him even 14K with 50 guys in the field? I don't know. That's a complication. Maybe he's the same price again with 20 less people in the field.
I'm going to look up past BMW championships and just see.
Good point.
Last
Rory will be $11,000, maybe 10,800.
Before you carry on, 2025 BMW Championship, there were 7 golfers 10K and above.
Wow. So did they do 5K pricing?
Nope. Stone Min 6.
Whoa.
Yeah. Look at that. Holy crap. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10K and above. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's usually what you have for 9Ks. Now, remember, 10Ks you usually have 10, or 8Ks you usually have 10 of them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you're 7 and look at that 7K range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 7K golfers.
They just tend it up.
Normally you have like 30 7K golfers.
Yeah.
And then 6K, just the high 6K is 65 and up
15.
for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's these values 15, of 10 and 5, or just a 5, 15, I guess.
10, 10, yeah. 10.
That's crazy. 7 golfers, 10K and above. When have we ever seen that?
What's 24 look like? Same. 23?
That's nuts. Damn near the same. Then it changes.
So what if these lineups? No, we need to stay on track, but we need to look at lineup construction for these contests.
Yeah. Well, I knew where you were about to go down. We were going to normally do from the odds up. Oh, okay, it's going to be 4 golfers that are 20 to 1 and up. They're going to be your 10K golfers or whatever it ends up being.
We would have been horribly wrong.
Correct. Right. So we can go back to the odds and then double guess or not double guess, but guess.
7. Here are your 7 names. What is that? 6, 7. So Ludwig, Cameron Young, Xander, Tommy Fleetwood, Sam Burns, Rory McIlroy, Scotty Scheffler.
Those are 7? Yeah, 20 to 1 and better.
Yeah. That's your 10K range. Who am I interested in to play there? Yes. Doesn't quite fit our profile of like send the nukes, make your putts.
Sure.
And I don't fancy Tommy Fleetwood in an easy scoring conditions situation.
Yep.
I like Xander, who's been struggling around the greens a little bit, and then I don't really have an opinion on either of Cameron Young or Ludwig. Obviously, they're both very impressive, and they can fit the profile we're looking for this week. So, of these guys, my immediate lean is to kind of get Tommy out of the way there. Your thoughts?
I am now looking at past optimal and GPP winning lineups because I want to know, do we fade Scotty and play one of the other 10K golfers, or do we just play Scotty and move on? And like last year, your GPP winner had Scotty in it. Then it went down to $8,100 Bobby Mack. Then it was 3 7s and 1 6.
By the way, if you're not watching this on HD on YouTube, click the HD options.
Yeah.
Because, our screens are pretty detailed. So
I should be broadcasting in 1440p, so you guys should be able to like really see it good.
Yeah.
If you choose that option. Optimal lineup was different. It left $200 on the table, but here's a different way of doing your lineups, avoiding the 10K altogether. And you got 2 9s, an 8, and 3 7s.
$1,800 difference between your best option and your cheapest guy.
And another way to build this lineup is doing the sweet spot optimal, which I think is the same as the optimal. Yeah, it's the same as the optimal. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 2024, which had a similar price structure. Your GPP winner. 10 9, 2 8s, a 7, and a 6. And that's again with 7 10K golfers. But it wasn't, I don't think it was a $13,000 golfer in that one. Yeah, 12.3 was Scotty Scheffler's price.
Still.
And he finished 33rd, by the way. That was that Caves Valley. Right?
Caves Valley. That's, bomber heavy venue.
Yeah, Keegan won. Okay. 2023.
Or was that Castle Pines?
Whatever the one in Colorado was. Sorry.
Yeah, the Castle Pines.
Yeah, the elevation. Mm-hmm. Look at this one. GPP winner in 2023 had two 10Ks. But that had a 5K range, it looks like. Okay, so that's not super helpful. This 10-3 golfer would be like a 9K golfer. You know, if we were like adjusting the prices to not have a 5K range in it. So I don't know, Byron, if you want to go back to the odds, it's like I feel like Scotty Scheffler would be my first click when building lineups. I'm very hesitant on Rory, but the fact that Rory's such a good golfer, he could just turn it around this next week and absolutely go nuclear.
He's never played well at TPC Southwind. I think he's had like one top 10
really?
At that golf course.
Interesting.
In the last 6 years now. Last year, he didn't even show up to that tournament.
You know what? If you're making the comp to API, one of my first clicks at API all the time is Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, this is a perfect golf course for him.
I do like Burnsy. If Burns is like 11 something, I don't know if I want to click Burns then, but if he's like 10-8 and cheaper, like sign me up. I'll do that.
I mean, he's playing well. He's the deserved.
Yeah.
I think this price is more so reflecting his like top 5 market equity than anything else.
Okay.
To be honest with you, because does he really deserve to be? He's not a proven winner,
Sure.
like he used to be.
Yeah.
Today was disgusting.
Yep.
Today was this.
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have that big of issue with Tommy. I understand he doesn't fit the profile that well, but Tommy's just solid. You know, he's just always solid.
Solid.
Yeah.
Solid.
I do like Xander. Your take on if Xander's like 10,000, like on the button, or 10-1, 10-2, what a steal it feels like. That feels like it would be a really good price for Xander. And if he's cheaper than 10K, 100% sign me up. You know, I don't think he will
start your
be.
lineups with 2 of these 3 guys over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Xander, Cameron Young, and Ludwig.
Right.
Those are 2 profile peaches, you know, that you're going to start your day with.
Scotty at 3-1. We've done this before. That is 14K range, right?
Yeah.
It always has been.
It's close.
Yeah.
And this is it's a 50-man field. So that's the thing. You know, like we've always had him at 3-1 in a 70-man field.
Yep.
The 3-1 this would translate to maybe like 3.5-1.
Yeah.
Closer to 4-1.
Okay.
If you add another 20 guys, granted, they're the 20 worst guys that you would be adding to the field still. But
you know, last year he was 13-4 in the GPP winning lineup. Could that happen again this year? Yes, but it would also require someone in the 7K range to finish 3rd or 2nd, and somebody, you know, or 2 people 8K and below, you know, like low 8K and below to finish in the top 3. That's what's going to require for a Scotty lineup to actually be successful.
Who's that then? Because he has the 9K range, starting with Fitz. Got her up.
Count 7 of them, I would say.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Maybe we just go to Hideki because it's such a big difference in odds. It goes from 27 to 35. So maybe it's just 22 to 27 because it's usually like 6 to 7 golfers that are in the 9K range. So I'm cool with saying Hideki's the last 9K golfer.
I mean, Gotterup is the most powerful of them all. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who can mash the golf ball?
I actually like Victor Hovland a lot. Victor Hovland, if you go to easy scoring conditions, I bet you anything Victor Hovland's one of the better golfers. The guy gets birdies in bunches.
This is for the last 12 months or so.
No, I'm wrong.
But he's also not played great. So let's look. Yeah.
Not great. He's 36th on your, or 37th on your.
37th.
Out of.
You freeze some.
Jeez.
I don't know what the deal is there.
So he is better on medium, and hard.
Yeah. I mean, you could almost clump all of the. It's the obvious weakness in his profile.
I don't know. I do.
Do with the
I still like when Hovland's iron game is strong, and he also just makes a ton of putts. So I mean, strokes gain stats are going to bear out everything with a golfer's game, including the bogeys and the double bogeys. When it comes to DraftKings scoring, it just really comes down to how many birdies that are being made.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm not betting, I don't bet. I just do the DraftKings side. I like Hovland, but if he's going to be 97, 96, 9,500, I'll stay away. Unless I pair him up with another 9K golfer, but on that list of yours or on the odds, I don't know if I like any of these. Maybe Hideki. Ooh, I guess I could do a Victor Hovland, Hideki, or even a Goddard. You were just mentioning Goddard and his power. It's like, yeah, I could see that with you. What if Goddard wins this next week? That's 4 wins this year. Does he become player of the year now?
No, because Chris Goddard hasn't had a top 10 in a signature event.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's very wild.
How have you just not showed up in the signatures, but he in a major, I think he had another top 20 or two, plays well there, bloody blah.
Interesting.
Rory, okay, so we discussed this. We really like, if you're taking a look at the top of the board, between Scotty and Co. Like when things get hard and medium, this medium hard world was where Scotty just demolished the field.
Mm-hmm.
This week, if we take a look at the scoring, round by round, did they have? I'm fumbling around this freaking leaderboard. Yeah, hole by hole. Today it was hell conditions. It was over par scoring average today. Yesterday was in the hard range. The day before was in the hard range, but the hard range ends at half a stroke under par. So it was like flirting with medium and hard. And then round 1 was also hard. So hilariously, coming into this week, in the last 16 instances of this tournament, only 2 of them have not been medium scoring, which is half a stroke under par and easier.
Okay.
Not a single round this week was medium scoring.
Sure.
So, that's always, history sometimes never repeats itself.
Okay.
But what we're trying to get at here, in the long-winded way, is when things get super easy, look at how Scotty separates himself amidst these other guys. If you just take these 2 buckets and make all 4 of these buckets and make them 2s, whereas like medium and easy is the 1 bucket and then hard and hellish is the other. Look at Scotty's average or sum or whatever you want to say. Like all of these other guys that are really good, Tommy, Rory, Colin. Yeah. There's a definite, if this course plays to a certain more difficult nature for a day or two, Scotty's going to actually step on their throats those days even more.
I see that.
So whereas
that hard and that is so weird. What is the hard criteria? Oh, I see it.
That's only 10. It's only 10 rounds of golf as well. This is the total sample size here.
Yeah.
It's only 10 rounds of golf, and it could be one major tournament where you had a bad one or some stupid shit.
I see.
If you want, I can find it. But yeah, no, let's stay on track. Stay on track. Wake up. All right. Odds board. This is like the range where if you're using distance as your model driver, this is the reason these guys are in this range.
Mm-hmm.
Is because the only person in this range that's got gas is Wyndham Clark at 35-1 seems very appealing to me.
Yeah.
We got him on bent grass greens as well. What does Wyndham do in these conditions? Easy is typically... remember how bad Wyndham Clark has been playing?
Crazy.
So in easy scoring conditions, in 29 rounds, he's actually had a really good run. Obviously, 4 of these rounds was US Open winning caliber golf.
Yeah.
So the hard is going to get skewed as well.
Yep.
But easy scoring conditions for Wyndham Clark is...
middle of the pack.
His baseline... if you go and you search Wyndham Clark's baseline over the last 2 months, here he is here. Look at this translates. You know, like you got to remember, this is where this data sample size begins. He was averaging a stroke per round over the last 12 months, whereas the last 4 months he's averaging 2.3 strokes per round. Over the last 2 months he's averaging 1.7, and he just finished 5th last week. So he's on a bit of a run right now.
Yeah, I agree.
So I mean, I might just bet this now.
The only thing
he'd be looking for his 3rd win.
True. The only thing I get concerned with Wyndham Clark is just how streaky he is. You know, like...
But he's streaky right now.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? And
if I'm making that argument for Victor Hovland, you know, I got to feel the same way about Wyndham Clark.
No, you don't, because you can bet $100 on Wyndham Clark and win $3,500, whereas you can bet the same 100 and only win $2,700 on Victor.
Sure.
There's intrinsic value in this situation here. In my opinion, Wyndham Clark has more potential to win this tournament, win it, than Victor Hovland.
You know what? I don't disagree. Yeah.
Than Patrick Cantley. Wait, what the fuck has Patrick Cantley done in the last forever to be ahead of Wyndham Clark on a outright odds board?
Well, you just said that. I don't remember which golfer it was, but you're like, they're baking in his top 5 odds. Like, I'm not saying... Yeah. I'm not saying Cantlay is going to get top 5, but it almost feels like you're baking in his top 10, top 15, or top 20
definitely
odds.
His top 20 odds, because he rattled off another patented T12.
Yes, exactly.
That's week. So
it's like, if there was a golfer in this section here that you're just going to absolutely disregard, which golfer of those that you're going to disregard would you be more afraid of, you know, proving you wrong?
I would disregard Patrick Cantley.
I know you would
outright,
but
I'm not worried about him proving me wrong. I'm pretty locked and loaded on him not having a contentious bone in his body. You know, like he's just made of gelatin. It's just like anytime he just gets into contention, it's bet him to be round 2 leader and call it a day. I don't know. You know, like whatever.
Sure.
Russell Henley has been doing this stuff where he's like, he's not going to be a good course fit this week.
Sure.
In my opinion, in models, based off the distance thing. And he's been playing like mediocre the last little while, and it's been because he's been chipping like a dog. You know, like very, very bad chipping over the last little while for Russell. And he's not going to have to do that much this week.
I feel like over the last 2 months, he just hasn't played a lot of golf. Is that true?
Yeah, he typically doesn't play a lot of golf. He
plays a lot of fall golf and spring golf, but not summer golf. Except for the majors.
I don't know. You know, his kids have to go to camps and stuff. I don't know.
I suppose. That is one thing I don't know about Russell Henley, is how many kids does he have?
He's got 3 kids, I think. So, you know, and they're young. They're like 7 max, maybe, you know, the oldest. So they're still young kids. And he seems like a very family-oriented guy. You know, seems like one of the most down-to-earth dudes in the world. So, yeah, I think Justin Thomas doesn't... This would be a person I'm not interested in that I think has the potential to win a shitty BMW Championship.
I don't think he has. How you feel about Cantley is how I feel about Justin Thomas.
Fair. But JT at least won the RBC Heritage last year.
Yeah.
Like he won it.
Sure.
You know, like Patrick Cantley just doesn't have it right now. You know, like, I don't know. So, and he's 27-1. Like he's playing like really consistent golf, and he's just like living in this gray zone.
I have a thumbnail for a video that I've been wanting to create for a while, but I just haven't. And it's Patrick Cantlay after he wins the FedEx Cup Championship. He's holding like both trophies, and I replaced the trophies with bags of money because I was like, that's all he cares about is winning money, like that. And it's like with salaries, so it's a whole money, you know, whatever. Since that moment, he really has not been the same.
No. I think professional athletes have this built-in irrational, emphatic belief in themselves that they are the best.
Yeah.
It's how they get to where they are
Yep.
in the sport.
Yep.
Some of them are just so naturally gifted that they don't really have to even really believe that. They just land up there kind of thing.
Sure.
But most of these guys are ultimate competitors.
Yeah.
And when you just get your ass kicked week in, week out, and when you just don't have your fastball anymore, a part of you breaks. And it's been happening to me a lot more
personal
in
experience
life.
here, Byron?
Yes.
Okay.
I threw a disc into a tree that was like not triple digit feet in front of me. And
boy.
I was like, I was never throwing it straight into that tree before. Usually it's the one behind that one that I hit,
That's
like
awesome.
It's not this one. And I was just like, I'm in a bad part of my life right now where like I'm having career lows in various fields. And on the golf course, in the disc golf world, whatever, like
So I have a real
but I'm getting
good shot.
older
I have
and
a
out
real
of
good
shape,
shot of wasting you in disc golf.
Well, you don't know what my baseline is in disc golf. So
But if it's
never know.
far worse than it usually is, that means I have a better chance to beat you.
probably.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay.
But that's how I feel about Patrick Cantley right now.
Fair. I don't feel
So-
that same way about Justin Thomas, but I just also don't think Justin Thomas is going to win the BMW Championship.
No.
I don't even think he's going to be inside the top 10. Like which means I don't want to roster him regardless of his price. Like maybe if he was 8,400 or less, that's when I would consider it, but I don't think his odds are indicating he's going to be $8,400. It looks like he's going to be high 8s, maybe low 9s.
I'm trying to figure out why like JT. I mean, if you're filtering by top 20s and top 10s, he's like not remotely close to the top of the board. Yeah, he's got 3 top 10s in the last 12 months, 1 top 5.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good.
Yeah, just like that's a name value why he's up there. Just like Cantley, they're the same person basically.
Cantley, Ricky Fowler, Knapp, and Gary Woodland only got 1 top 5s in the last 12 months. All of these guys,
Yeah,
and these are you're filtered on your best top 10 percentages,
Yeah,
which would be the
but-
next ladder in that rung.
Yeah.
So Jackson
Fowler has-
Koiven has 3 top 5s, bro,
insane.
in the last 12 months.
And that's like what the last 2 months, really?
He had one at the Pro Call the week before.
Oh, that's right. Yes, that's right. You like finished 5th or something or 2nd.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, something like that.
So he was
Okay.
right up there. So yeah, these are your guys that kind of undershell. Some guys that are like Tommy, obviously in Europe,
Yeah.
and on the whatever. But Scotty just in the league of his own, double the amount of top 5s.
All
basically,
top
of
10s are
everyone
top
else.
5s for Scotty.
Exactly, simultaneous. So if you're betting him, Derek Farnsworth was on Noto, from Roto Grinders, was on the show with me last week on Spencer's King of the Draft, which I advanced to. It's me and Tambo.
Oh,
Head-to-head.
congrats, man.
Semifinals versus the 2 Roto Grinders guys. So it's the 2 ex co-hosts of Fantasy Golf Degenerates, and the guy who had to like swim in the other guy's shoes now is the other co-host, me.
Love it.
Are going head to head. So it's basically Fantasy Golf Degenerates versus Roto Grinders in the final. Like,
I love it.
Mathematically, that's what's going to happen. So, I wanted to offer odds of plus 100 for both matchups and see where I was like, do not insult me with that. Like, we know that all the money's going to come in on Tambo. Like, just set the line at like minus 150 Tambo, plus 150 me type situation. So, we'll see. I'm going to have to play some game theory. Tambo asked me immediately to try and get the stream to be early.
Okay.
So I'm already starting to try and get the stream to be later as possible. So he's got all sorts of stuff to do out in Vegas, and he's on Atlantic time.
Oh boy.
He's out in like
Yep.
Iceland time,
Wow.
like type shit.
Okay.
So
yeah,
10 o'clock.
That's right. Yeah. Woo.
we're going to go late, make sure that I catch him off his game as much as I can. So that's the only way I can hope to even sneak in, yeah. But yes, back to the odds. Good God. This is what happens an hour and a half into the show. this is what you get. This is what you get. Next wave of guys: Bobby Mack, Maverick McNeely, Kurt Makayama, JJ Spahn, Minwoo Lee, Michael Brennan, Ricky Fowler, Michael Thorbjornsson.
Well,
I kind of like some of these names for DFS perspectives. These are going to be like your third or fourth clicks potentially.
These are 7K golfers, right? This is what we're anticipating being in the 7K range?
Yeah.
Or is this the 8K range?
Here's your 10K range over here. Then we're going to go 9K range up to Hideki.
Yep.
Then the 8K range is 35 to, say, 50. Kurt Kitayama.
Okay.
You can go JJ Spahn. Starts it. Maybe these are like your back end 8K guys.
Boy, I don't feel comfortable at all playing Robert McIntyre. Like, no way.
No.
And Mav McNeely too. Something happened there. I forget what it was, but
yeah, he just doesn't have any upside. He's like statistically solid golfer, but he's just not striking it well enough. Whatever. I think Kurt Kitayama seems like a super solid option. He's playing some good golf.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
very solid. Hey, so I kind of highlighted a trend that I found out last week at the FedEx St. Jude, because the Wyndham always precedes that tournament, especially when it became a playoff event. It was like the last 5 years, the winner of the Wyndham finished no worse than like 16th place at the FedEx St. Jude. Ooh. And I was like, well, it makes sense. They're both Bermuda golf courses. They're not that far away from each other. You're going from North Carolina to Memphis, you know? Okay. Did I think Michael Brennan was a Bermuda, all-star? No. Because, I mean, the Bank of Utah Championship, that was a bent grass golf course. So it was like, okay, well, and that's the tournament he won, for those that are wondering why I mentioned that. Yeah. But it's like, okay, he's the worst performer for the FedEx St. Jude to have come over from a win from Wyndham. And I was like, I felt so good about playing him. That was kind of my main click to go with him and Scotty, because Michael Brennan was like $7,400. So it was just easy. He fit in that mold of that 10-8, 2-7s, 2-6s. Yeah. So I did a lot there, and he just sucked. I don't know what it was. I don't know if he was losing shots off the tee or what, but it was bad. I bring that up because it's like,
my God, it was over before it began.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that was tough.
4 over par through 3 holes.
So, and you know what? This is the fun thing about golf. My Minnesota State Open experience, my score was so much worse than how I played because I was trying to play catch up. Things happen in a round of golf where you're like, if I want to have a chance to win, if I want a chance to top 10, to top 20, your mind starts going, well, I got to birdie this hole. I got to birdie that hole. I need to birdie this hole. And then so you kind of go for broke a lot of the times. I don't know if that's what happened with Michael Brennan. I don't know anything about his whole tournament, but that is a poor performance for a winner from Wyndham coming to the St. Jude. How do you feel about playing him at the BMW?
I love it because
he's a bomber and it's bent grass, right? Like that's kind of how I feel about it too.
There's a chance. There's an alternate reality where
you get
I'm such a boomer, dude. This is another area of my life where I've taken an L. It's like in trying to implement AI and coding and all this stuff, I've realized how much of a techno like an anchor I have. Like I've had to like dust off the cobwebs in some areas of my brain. But anyway, there's a real reality where more often than not, he plays these first 2 holes at 1 under par.
Yeah.
And then he's inside the top. He's T19.
Yeah.
Or T24. Like,
good way to put it.
He finished 1 over par with 4 over in the first 3 holes, So he was clawing back the whole time. And this is not a golf course to step on.
Right.
Everyone apart from Scotty Scheffler was like,
yep.
This leaderboard is jam packed, like at 9 to 6 range. So I think this golf course, perfect for Michael Brennan.
Okay.
And
yeah.
some people the week after a win, he had some really bad Sunday performances. I think he was very relieved he managed to come home with that.
Okay.
You know, like it wasn't business as usual this week for him. He played poorly and still made it through to the weekend. So I think he had some leeway. You know, the reason to back off was fine for him.
Sure.
So don't see him being an issue at all. I think Michael Thorbjornsen as well.
Oh yeah.
You know, a bit of a bounce back this week for him at a course like this makes a lot of sense.
Rocket Mortgage or Rocket Classic, I should say.
Rocket Classic, bent grass surfaces, love it. Then we're gonna get into roughly the lower sevens here, upper sixes. Here's your 6Ks. They probably start right around like.
I don't even know who I like.
We thought Wrighton, right, would be a 6K.
Oh, sure,
option.
sure, yeah.
Based off of what we saw, it was 15 of them. So Wrighton is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, he's one of the 15 for sure. So I don't mind him as a winner. I don't know at the BMW that much, but I think like a nice little top 10 action, top 20 bet on him would be interesting. But as a 6K DFS option, I love his upside as well. You know, that makes so much sense for that. So, yeah, we kind of figured out our stuff there. Should we see what other stuff you've got to show us? Yeah.
Sure. I was just looking to see, you know, the cheap golfers in each of these winning lineups for the BMW Championship, just to see, like, based off of the odds board, who's at the bottom. Are there, like, similar golfers we can look at? Because I'm not really looking primarily at course fit per se when it comes to filling my lineup, you know, on DraftKings.
Mm-hmm.
And 2023 off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you what golf course that was. I guess I do have it up. 2023 was Olympia Fields. That was a winner at 17 under.
And if you just look at this, you know that everyone there was ultra accurate of a driver of a golf ball.
Yeah.
Like they all very accurate drivers of the golf ball.
And then 2024 was Castle Pines. So this was up in Colorado.
Send the nukes.
That was bent grass. Yeah, true. Send the nukes. And 2025 was Caves Valley. And Michael Kim was your last guy in.
Send the nukes.
Yeah, and I suppose Michael Kim does hit the ball pretty far too.
Yeah.
Okay.
100th of all people.
Okay. So this is a send the nukes type of, you know,
I think so.
situation. Will you bring up the odds again? And
you won't find guys that hit it accurate and don't have distance not featuring either.
Sure.
They could, you know, but I think the easiest path is going to be with the nukes.
So right at the bottom of the odds board, Sepp Straka was there. He didn't play such great golf at the FedEx St. Jude, but I could go back to someone like him. Him and Ryan Fox would have the most power in the 6K range from your odds board.
Yeah. Well, Sepp Straka you saw what Scotty Scheffler did today?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On the golf course?
So did Straka.
Sepp Straka matched that.
Yeah.
Somewhere else in the world.
Right. Like
today,
8 hours earlier.
Hours before. So it's there, buried deep down. But again, should he be this price tag? He's a prolific winner on the tour. But
how do you feel about Thigala? Do you think that would be a...
I was telling my buddy John I showed him Juju Chan's Instagram. And I was like, for someone who's trying to still find his game and provide consistency in life, do you think this is really encouraging him and giving him that edge to really just provide zero chance that there's like a mental slip during a round of golf? You know, you compartmentalizing everything. No. There's a part of the video where she provides the sandwich for his round on the first tee box. She's handing it to the caddy, recording it like the handoff of peanut butter banana sandwiches. It's like, could you not have made the fucking peanut butter sandwiches ages ago? put it in his bag, and then when you get to the first tee, the caddy doesn't have to worry about where's Juju and her camera and the sandwiches.
Yeah.
They just in the bag already. You've dealt like Scotty's not making out with Meredith.
Correct.
After what's happening on the golf course is staying on there's too much overlap of this. And then he's having to defend her and call her queen and don't let anyone talk to you like that online. You know, it's like, brother,
boy.
you know, you're burning your candle in the wrong world. So,
that's goofy.
yeah.
Goofy.
He also just made 8 birdies in a 9-hole round of golf the other day.
That's true. Saw that.
But
yeah.
watch my fiance make 8 birdies in 9 holes. You want to go through? It all started with my banana and peanut butter sandwich.
Oh my god,
dude. So Ryan Fox with a little bounce back action. I mean, I think this is a nice golf course for him, kind of thing. Agreed. You know, if he's got the distance that we're looking for. And then our boy Wrighton.
Yeah. I mean, if you need 2 6Ks, a combo of Wrighton, if he's going to be 6K, maybe he'll be 7. But
yeah,
you know, Wrighton with I don't know, man.
Gary.
If Stone Min or just like really low price golfers have found their way into some of these winning lineups, I'm kind of okay putting Sepp Straka in my Scotty Scheffler lineups.
We got Jordan Spieth at 69-1, not playing this week.
Why would he be in the odds board? Why is it just early?
I can't. What is going on here?
Keep scrolling up, maybe.
54th. Yeah, so he's... what is he doing on the odds board? Good God.
He might have got a special exemption, you know, because people want... I literally talked to my dad yesterday, just randomly, and we were talking about golf, and he's just like, man, I really hope Jordan Spieth can you know, make it to the next whatever. And I was like, you know, when people talk about how much they love Jordan Spieth, or, you know, the casual that watches golf, still Jordan Spieth is a guy that everybody wants to watch. Crazy.
Well, his round today was electric trying to land the plane. It's like watching Captain Sully try landing in the Hudson. Everything's gone wrong, but the plane is still in the air. It's incredible.
I can't.
Jordan Spieth would have been one of the most prolific
watch.
fighter pilots the world wars had ever seen.
Sure.
You know,
I don't like watching Jordan Spieth. I hate the conversations. I hate his antics. I hate how fidgety he is. I don't like it. It's cringe.
The antics, but the golf shots are incredible.
Oh yeah. Sure. It's just fast forward
in isolation
to when the golf balls hit, just to see where he's at and how he finished, like where the ball ends up. Yeah, I'll do that. Sign me up for that.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear the 13 minutes of him whining to Greller about, you know, this wind is now coming from the southwest. What the heck, Michael? Why would it be coming from this way? It's like, I don't know. But it certainly is. Okay. Then he's over the ball. It's like, now it's back to northeast. What is going on, Michael? It's like, oh my God, dude. You're not even playing that good of golf. Just hit the ball.
Yeah. Yeah. You're looking like a wine bag.
Yeah. It's terrible. Okay. Byron, I think I'm going to hard cut 2 hours, which we are approaching on. I think we got 8 minutes left. So I don't know what we want to tackle here in these 8 minutes. I think where we were going with looking at strokes gain approach and strokes gain off the tee, I almost feel like because it's a 50-man field and because of how salaries have looked in the past, even if we look at statistics, it's still going to come down to whether or not we can even put these guys in a lineup or not. You know, it really.
But we'd at least have a predisposed opinion on them, and then we see the guys we really like,
right?
And they're like 7K or 6K, and then
right. That's true.
Then we know who the value guys are. You know, once we kind of see them just on a blank canvas like this. So
okay, well, of those odds boards the odds board we just looked at, the golfers that are on the screen, I don't see a single. I mean, maybe Alex Fitzpatrick will be a 6K golfer, but I don't see another 6K golf. Ryan Gerard, I guess. You know, and remember, this is our 0.4 strokes gain approach
61
or better.
61-1. He's with Sungjae, with Keith Mitchell, who's not playing this week either.
That could be a high 6K, low 7K range. Like it could be one of those that you would want to pair
he's on the
up
bubble.
with
I would
like
say
a
he's
Sky.
in that range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was that Ryan Gerard's odds that you were talking about?
Yeah, 61-1. He's a couple spots behind Kurt Kitayama. A couple spots back of JJ Spahn. A couple spots back of Michael
Yeah,
Brennan
those guys will
odds.
definitely be 7K golfers for sure.
Michael Thorbjornsson. You know, they'll all be 7s. So I would imagine Ryan Gerard's bottom of the 7K range. For sure. With Sungjae won't be back in the 6K range at all either.
I don't think so either.
7s. So
I don't even see Sungjae
6K
on this
range
list.
probably starts with Ben Griffin and his monkey boy.
It's Monkey Boy.
Good God. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just, you know, because this is a Rota golf course or tournament, I should say, we're not getting the same golf course. So even if we were to use like lead-in stats like we've done in the past, where we would look at the top off the tee golfers and how they played, we're just not going to get a clear picture as to who we should play because it's just not the same golf course.
No. But I think we got a decent idea of who we like, you know, so...
Yeah, I think going down the board, the odds board this week made a lot of sense to look at the golfers and maybe try to visualize how to put some of these lineups together more so than, because like you can still eyeball, you know, we can still eyeball what it looks like from an odds end and be like, hey, this guy is good on approach. This guy's good off the tee. You didn't really need to go with stats to figure that one out. Here, I guess this is what we can do. I'm back at the 2018 PGA Championship. It's a 156-man field, so it kind of like defeats the purpose. It's not the same type of tournament, but if we sort from strokes gained off the tee from top to bottom, you do have 1, 2, 3, 4 guys that finish 6th place or better from this list. And I guess it'd be worth mentioning they're probably all over. The cheapest guy is Gary Woodland, who's 7K. Otherwise, John Rahm's 91. Frankie was 9,200 at the time, and Brooks was 9,600. So these were just odds-on favorite guys coming in with really good off-the-tee stats. Yeah. Rory finished 50th. That's worth mentioning. And DJ finished 27th. Yeah. If we look at strokes gained approach, JT 9,700, Tiger 9,900, Stuart Sink 6,700. Then you got a bunch of 19th place, not a bunch, sorry, 2 19th place finishes, 9,400. So like the 9K range with good approach and good off the tee, you know, like or off the tee. You dealer's choice is probably the best way to go.
Total ball strikers.
Yes.
However you get it done, tee to green, go get it. You know.
Well, here we go. Let's strokes gained ball striking for you, Byron. We're going to use the stat that you asked me to add. And so. Now, obviously, people know ball striking is off the tee plus approach. And it's $9,700 JT, 91 John Rahm, 92 Frankie, 7,000 Gary Woodland, 9,400 Justin Rose, 7,600 Adam Scott, and $10,700 Jordan Spieth. Henrik Stenson missed the cut at 8,700. Karl Casey missed the cut at 8,000. And that's Bryson, 7,900, young guy, young boy Bryson before he became Beefcake Bryson and before he became social media starlet Bryson.
Starlet. Yeah.
So known
and
players.
Of those ball strikers, they all had some pop, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, just you looking at all the 9K golfers that are good on ball striking, Tommy Fleetwood is like the worst performer. He finished 35th.
Yeah. Who lacked a bit of distance, you know, I would say.
Yeah.
Of that bunch, you know.
Yeah, and that was young. That was young Tommy.
Yeah.
You know, 2018. Yeah. Remember, this is 2018.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, DJ finished 27th. That's not going to get it done for a GPP winning lineup, a $11,400 golfer, but
yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's time to attack the 9K range, Byron.
Yeah, I think so. And you can start some seriously balanced lineups with those 9Ks.
Right. Yeah, we mentioned that earlier on in the video. Who we think the 9K range is and good players to anchor our lineups around.
Let's go. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'm cool to call it there, Darbo.
Same. That was great, dude. It was good coming back and doing this with you.
Yeah.
Do you want to do like a recap at some point in time of the season? You want to do it after the Tour Championship?
Sure.
Okay. That would be cool.
But, by the way, September 13th is the due date. So of Miniest Maniac. And
oh, boy.
we were both feeling like that's the upside of the timeline. There's definitely a chance we have an early ejection here. So
I suppose the school season's going to start for Caitlin, right?
So the joys of life is we go to a daycare that offers care during school. So Caitlin goes back as a teacher this week, but the daycare doesn't begin
Gotcha.
until this week. So I'll have Piper for the next 3 days straight.
Ooh.
So I'll be doing like golf stuff in between naps now. Like life is about to get rough for me. And it's all for the freaking BMW Championship even. So
Yep. Right.
it's like,
Okay.
here we are. So the next couple of weeks, who knows where I'll be and what I'll be up to. But life's going to get interesting here soon. So
No. And that's A-okay. If we get to one, we get to one. If not, so be it. You know?
Yeah, I'm just letting you guys know, like it's more for the fans and the audience, me and you will chat. But
Gotcha.
If I'm not on camera in the next couple of weeks, it's second one's on the way.
Life is happening.
Busy,
that's why.
But hopefully by the time we do these shows on Saturday nights, everybody's sleeping and stuff. But new baby, you got to feed like every 3 hours type of thing. So we'll see how it goes though.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Absolutely. Excited for you too.
Thank you, brother. Whenever I have a new baby come into the world, I develop a new tool somehow. It's just like you get fat with the mother, but my babies also grow on the other side of things. Like my lives like live in perfect parallel. So, but yes,
I actually just learned something interesting that I know this is not relevant to what we're just talking about, but it reminded me about how you just said create a new tool. Maybe your creative juices are flowing because of stress, or who knows? Don't know. But they were saying like humans have never needed an 8-hour sleep cycle. They would always have like a 5 to 6 hour sleep cycle, followed by like a 2-hour nap sometime in the afternoon, like somewhere around 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., like where dinner time was or something like that.
Okay.
And what happens is like they would go to bed. There would be 2 sessions of like a 3-hour sleep. It was like somewhere between 10 to 1 and then like 4 to 7. In that little time in between of those sleeps, they called the God hour or the God hours. And this is where Mozart created his, like, it's where all the creative people, all the things that have been, impactful have all been created in this quote unquote God hour. I don't know about you, Byron. My most creative time is late at night.
My brain's humming is at the lowest frequency at nighttime. It's the weirdest thing. I couldn't agree with you more.
It's like between midnight and 3 a.m. is like, oh my God. And a lot of times I just harness that and I'm like, I'm going to keep working until I'm tired,
Well, when you're in the flow and you're usually so stimulated that you don't even need additional caffeine or anything. It's just it's the product you're producing that keeps you awake.
Oh yeah.
And that's when you're in the flow.
That's right.
It happened with me the other day. I got chatting to someone about AI, and then the next thing I blink and it's 4:30 in the morning on a Wednesday.
Damn.
And I went to bed, but I basically created a full tool that one night, which is pretty sick. It's insane what stuff can happen now.
Absolutely. Sweet. All right.
Let's go, brother. On my side, it says we've got 15 seconds to go, so we love you all. Hit the like, hit the subscribe on both our channels. If you've listened to one, go listen to the other.
Absolutely.
Just start it there. We'd really love to hear that from you guys. So from my side, peace, Darbo. Get us the hell out of here.
All right. Well, thank you, Byron. I don't have any tagline to say, but good luck. Hopefully we win a ton of money this week.
Let's go. I would love that. Catch you guys soon.
All right.